Hey guys, Cold OTM. I thought I would do a different video today and show you guys the difference between a North America spec 91 FJ80 and a 91 JDM Japanese spec HDJ81. And so they're both 91s, and I just so happen to have them both in the shop today. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different and just make a comparison video, since I'm sure not many people see these kind of at the same time. So the basics for them, the North America FJ80. All right, so this has the inline V6 3FE naturally aspirated gas engine. This was started in the FJ62 and followed into the early years of the 80 series. So I think it was 90 to 92. So this truck is pretty cool. It's definitely not a poverty pack. It's still got the sliding glass windows, but it's got no tint from the factory, which I really like. Reminds me of a 60 series. It's got cloth interior, which is really nice. I'll do the inside a little bit later, but just from a drivetrain perspective, like I said, it's got the 3FE inline 6-cylinder. It's got a straight axle from the factory, just like 40s and 60s. The 80 series was the last series, I'm sorry, to have a solid front axle. The early North America spec trucks, 90 to 92, they had a semi-float rear axle. And so unlike the 93 to 97s that have full float axles, the early 80 series, the FJ80s, were semi-float. So they had drum brakes in the rear, which is a little bit different. The 93 to 97 full float trucks had disc in the rear. And so I think someone has actually added this 4-wheel drive badging on the side, which is really cool because my truck has that also. So anyways, I'll give you guys a tour of the inside. So it's got, like I said, cloth seats. They're mechanical. These are original. I mean, they stay in really good shape. Let me get this leaf out. I saved that for you guys. And so, you know, the dash, not really a whole lot to it, you know. It's got the center diff lock button. This one doesn't have factory lockers. I'm not sure if or how many FJ80s actually came triple lock from the factory. I don't know if I've seen one in person, but I'm sure someone else out there knows. And so let me pop the hood real quick and just show you guys what we're working with. So my first Land Cruiser ever I bought back in 2013 was in a 1988 FJ62, and so it had the same engine in it. They are, you know, underpowered, very torquey, very reliable. There's really not much to them. You know, it's got some EGR and emission stuff on them. So I won't go into too much detail. The other thing I was going to add, I just put an Icon 3-inch lift on this truck, and so it sits up pretty good. It's got the factory 15-inch wheels, so the North America spec 90 to 92 FJ80s all came with 15s. The 93 to 97 trucks, the FZJ80, all came from the factory with 16s. So with the 15s, you're limited kind of on tire options. It's a 15x7 wheel, so we put 33 by 1050 by 15 KO2s on it. And like I said, I just put in the Icon lift today, so it's got a pretty good stance to it. It fits the 33s pretty well. A lot of people put 35s with a 3-inch lift, but again, we didn't really want to change out the wheels, you know, and do all that. So anyways, there's that truck. Oh yeah, I was going to show you guys one more thing. So all North America 80 series that I know of came with third row seats in the back. This one doesn't have them right now, but you can see it's got all the hooks and the bolts for them. They're just not with the truck. So remember that. And then we'll swap over to the 91 HDJ81. And so this is a JDM truck. It was originally from Japan. I actually bought this truck from a guy in Branson, Missouri this past summer, and he imported it from Canada a couple years ago. So it's got an inline 6 turbo diesel, which is called the 1HDT. And so we can go into nomenclatures of different letters and numbers for Land Cruisers a different day. But the HDJ JDM81, so the HD signifies the engine code, which is the 1HDT. I'll pop the hood real quick and show you guys. But it's got a little bit more going on. This one's an inline 6 also, 6-cylinder. This is aftermarket. It's an air-to-water intercooler. It's got an upgraded G turbo right down there. Twin batteries from the factory. This one is triple locked from the factory. So a lot different engine wise, but drivetrain wise, it's still got the same front axle. This one is sitting on a 2.5-inch lift. I'm not sure who makes it. It was already on there when I got it. It's got some aftermarket 16-inch wheels that look kind of retro and they're Japanese. I put some 315 75/16 Yokohama Geolanders on it recently, the G003, and really like them. They ride really well and do well off-road. So the biggest difference, well, besides the engine, one of the biggest differences on this truck is all of the turbo diesel early 90s trucks, 90 to 92, came with a full float rear end, just like the 93 to 97 FJ80. And so it's got the full float rear end, which is really cool. The other big difference is the steering wheel's on the other side. So this one is right-hand drive, obviously, because it's a Japanese truck. But again, the cloth seats from Toyota stay in really good shape. I mean, this is all factory and in really good shape. The other cool thing is these come with a tire carrier from the factory. I really like that. And so I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like from the driver's side. So it's a similar dash layout. You know, it's still got the center diff lock like the FJ80 in front of us. This one is triple locked. Again, this is a JDM truck. They came with lockers. North America trucks, not really sure if they did or not. You know, maybe they do. The other cool thing is this one has the auto button on the climate control. I don't think those came in on the FJ80 until like 95. This also has retractable mirrors, which is another cool thing. I don't really think that the FJ80, like the 93 to 97, if they had that option. So one other thing, it's got these side blinkers. That's also different, but it's got the same 4-wheel drive badging. I know this was installed from the factory. Like I said, on that other truck in front, I'm not really sure if someone added that or what. All right, so we'll open up the rear. The cool thing about this truck is it never came, and sorry I've got my drawers and stuff in here, but it never came with a 3rd row option. There's not any bolts or latches for it, so it's only a 2-row truck. The other thing is it doesn't have sliding glass windows, and so it's got solid windows with this bar. It's kind of, I guess, like a crash bar that comes from the factory. So if you keep something in the back, it'll, I guess, do a better job of not letting something hit the window. So the other thing, this, since it's an early 90 truck, it doesn't have, it's got disc brakes front and rear, but they're smaller than the FZJ trucks. And so you can actually convert the front and rear axle to FJ80 brakes. So that's my next project on this. I've got the rotors, calipers, and pads, and new backing plates for it, and so that's going to be my next upgrade. And I'm trying to think what else. It's just got cool badging everywhere, you know. 350 kilograms. I can't remember what exactly that signifies, but I think it's something to do with either the taxes or something that they pay on their trucks for oversize. So anyways, that's just a little comparison. Hope you guys enjoy. I know this is a long video. If you guys like it, I'll do more, you know, maybe one day. But I just had a little bit of extra time, and so wanted to do something different. By the way, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and you'll have a great time with your family this week. And we will see you guys next week, and Merry Christmas. Thanks.